Hi guys, it's Lou. I just wanted to pop on this morning and do a quick Facebook Live. I don't know about you, but I'm certainly noticing that we're in the middle of this eclipse period. We had the new moon eclipse on, I think it was the 5th, and we're going to have the full moon eclipse on the 20th. So things feel like they're really ramping up and heating up with the energies, and certainly since the 11th of January, the 11-1 kind of gateway energies, I have been really feeling the effects of the energies of this time of year and the now period. And a lot of stuff has been coming up, and it's coming up because it's ready to clear. It's coming up because not only are the energies of the earth vibrating at a higher rate and clearing, lots of magnetic shifts are going on, but we're also ready to clear this stuff because nothing ever comes up unless we are. So I have been noticing and experiencing some quite extreme physical symptoms, absolute exhaustion. I mean, on Friday and Saturday I was completely wiped out, and all I could do was, rest. I wasn't really able to function. Kind of picked up a little bit on the Sunday, managed to get out for a walk. But again, lots of stuff coming up, lots of emotions coming up, lots of thoughts, lots of interesting awarenesses that are coming up. And that's really what this is about. I kind of see it as these viscous bubbles kind of gradually rising to the surface within us, and they come up when they're ready to be released. But actually, experiencing them can feel quite challenging to the ego, the egoic self, because, they're things that we've suppressed, they're things that we've buried deep within us that we repressed. We didn't want to feel it, it may have felt too painful, it may have felt embarrassing, we may have had some judgment around it. And so there's an aspect of ourselves that is kind of like, I'm not sure about this. I don't really want to face this. I don't know if I can or I'm ready. And the best way that I've kind of allowed this process to flow with as much grace and ease as possible is to kind of surrender to it, to not deny it, to not repress it, to not bury it deep within, to let it come up, to acknowledge it, to have an awareness of it. What is triggering you? What are the emotions? What are the thoughts? What is that core wound that this is highlighting? And then allowing myself to feel it. So whether it's anger or frustration, allowing myself to feel that sensation flowing through me, that energy, because that's all it is. It's just a vibration. It's just an energy that wants to flow, to take its natural course. And as we try and block and suppress things, you try and dam water, eventually it finds a way around it, it finds a way through, because it's energy, it wants to flow. Some of the really core things that have been coming up for me is kind of disconnect, and I found it really interesting that I was feeling so exhausted, and I realised that I had stopped my morning ritual of yoga and meditation because I'd been so busy. I'd been busy on a spirit-driven project, yet I'd allowed that complete human self to kick in and do. I've got my to-do list and they must get done and yada yada yada, and all those stories to kind of kick in, as opposed to allowing myself to stay open, my crown to stay open, my feet, my root chakra to stay open, connecting me with the unlimited nourishing resource that's there, grounding me. And so this was one of my core wounds, to be disconnected, to disconnect myself. And so, it came up massively for me, and that realization. And what I did was tune in. What is it that I need to do? What is it that feels right? What is it that I want to do? And And it came up, you know, to do the meditation, to do the Kundalini yoga practice that I'd kind of signed up to nigh on a month ago. Started and then, you know, for whatever reason fell out of, and get back on the horse on that one. And it's been beautiful, actually. It's been really lovely to reconnect with that. And funnily enough, it's called ego versus intuition. So that's been a really lovely thing. But also just be kind to yourself. You know, ask yourself in that moment, what do you need? And if you need to cry, cry. If you need to sleep, sleep. If you need to go out and be in nature, you know, as much as it's possible in our daily lives, you know, do that. Acknowledge what your needs are. Acknowledge where you're at in that moment and allow yourself to be there. If you need to be angry for a bit and just, you know, be frustrated, acknowledge the frustration. Acknowledge whatever emotions are coming up for you. And just surrender to the process and know that you're getting an upgrade, because as much as you allow this energy to flow through you, even though, you know, to an aspect of yourself it may not seem that pleasant, you're actually allowing that energy to flow and leave. And, you know, sometimes these things can be things that we think we've dealt with so many times before, but understanding that we peel away layers of the onion, because the universe will never give us anything that we can't handle. And so in one moment we may peel a layer off, and it may be quite a large layer, but you're peeling a layer off. Sorry, my battery's low, so I'm going to cut this a little bit shorter. But, you know, it will come up at the perfect time for you to take that next layer and that next layer. And what feels really, really right in this now moment is that, you know, we're coming into a year of sovereignty, 2019, a year of sovereignty. This is us really standing in our power, in our truth, reclaiming that truth and being able, allowing ourselves to bring back those aspects of ourselves that have left because we've, you know, given our power away or allowed others to take our power away. And really allowing ourselves to clear this debris within our field, you know, all of these bits and pockets that we've stored away, suppressed, so that we can make space for ourselves to actually reclaim that power, to stand fully in it by the end of 2019. So my message for you today is, you know, something that I've been telling myself. You know, last night was a doozy. You know, didn't get much sleep, just, you know, surrendering to time and time again these things coming up. For me, a lot of them are physical symptoms, a little bit of emotional stuff, but mostly physical. But then that's my journey. It may be different, it may look very different to you guys, but acknowledge it, love it, surrender to it, allow yourself to express whatever's coming through, and know that if you actually allow it to release and flow, you don't have to go through that one again. You've done, you know, that one's done. It's like, see ya, you know. There may be another layer to it, but acknowledging that that is a different layer, and you would never have got to that layer unless you'd done the work beforehand. So just keep going, guys, keep going. Be kind to yourself. Do whatever it is that you need to do to give back to yourself and allow yourself to go through this beautiful process. And it is beautiful. It doesn't feel like it at the time, but the more you allow and surrender to this process, the more you gain the benefits so much quicker. So that's been my experience anyway. So lots of love, many blessings to you all, and a graceful and easeful as possible journey through this time, these energies. I'm hoping that the energies will calm down after the full moon eclipse, but you know, it may take a bit of time. Eclipses especially, they do take a bit of time for us to kind of work through that energy, but I'm hoping that it will ease off somewhat. So safe journeys, guys, and I shall speak to you again soon. Take care. Bye.